What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. In today's video we're going to talk about how to make money as a small reseller on eBay. So please smash the like button and consider subscribing. I've also re-released these new episodes on Spotify and iTunes as well. So if you want to follow me on there with no ads, you can do that as well. So today's episode and all our future episodes are actually sponsored by my mentorship. It's the Reseller Nirvana podcast. And that mentorship is designed to help you reach Reseller Nirvana, which means you list and sell the same number of items a day. That's really important, and that's where everyone aspires to be. That way you're able to buy new inventory and take money out of the business for yourself. I recommend aiming for at least a $1,000 per week income because a lot of people like that $1,000 per week goal. So let's get straight into today's topic, which is everyone starts at zero. So I started at zero. I was able to build a store from zero to $1,000 a week profit in around 75 days. I think if you had all these resources in place, you could do the same thing in about 3 months. There's 3 components that will help you do this. Number one is you need to define what Reseller Nirvana is for you. So if it's $1,000 a week, it's either 200 items times $5 profit, or 100 items times $10 profit, or maybe as simple as 50 items times $20 profit. It depends on what model you pick, and that's really important because that's going to dictate what type of items that you pick. So behind me, on each shelf that I have, there's 1,000 items. If you look back behind me, there's multiple of these shelves. In the storage unit that I'm operating in, each one is 10 by 40 feet long, and it can hold 10 to 12 of these shelves, so between 10 and 12,000 items. So we'll go into my inventory systems in a later time, but it's important to decide what your volume is going to be. So with this just behind me, these 1,000 items, I could sell 400 per month. If that was my only inventory was just this, I could focus on $15 profit items and still make $6,000 profit a month. Hopefully that makes sense. 1,000 for sale, 400 sell each month at $15 profit. That's 6,000 per month. So when you have a clear vision of what your Reseller Nirvana is, that's the most important part, defining where you're going, what you're typing in the GPS. Okay, number 2, and this is also in a graphic form, and I'll put this in the description below, but I have outlined the 6 reseller fundamentals. If you can do these 6 things, you'll be able to recreate the $1,000 a week income. If you can't do these 6 things, you will forever struggle as a reseller. So it's important that you learn how to do all of these things. Otherwise, reselling doesn't really work. It's not as straightforward as list something and sell it. If you want to run an actual business, there's more to it. So number 1, you've got to learn how to list and ship in 1 to 3 minutes. This is important. You have to have all your supplies in place. That way, when you get an item ready to ship, it's not taking you a long time to get it out. Because if you start missing your shipping deadlines, that's the fastest way to get suspended on eBay. So make sure that your shipping is on point, on time. Number 1, learn to ship in 1 to 3 minutes. Number 2, I recommend you master one category. So for me, it's clothing. I like selling lots of different things, but I do those after I've reached my listing goal of 200 with clothing. Then I can list whatever random stuff I want after I'm done with the category that I'm going to master. And to be honest, once you get really good at the category, it's not that appealing to list random items anymore. Number 3, once you know what you're doing, you need to master your schedule. So this is more important than any other part of this. Once you figure out what you need to do, you need to schedule time to do it. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. This is what the main purpose of my mentorship is to help you build a schedule of what the right things you need to do every day so that you can get that predictable income instead of not knowing when you're going to have a paycheck, because people who randomly do eBay get random income. Number 4, you need to learn how to list an item in 1 to 5 minutes. This is going to take some practice. It's going to take some time, but most people can do it. I'm now hiring another person. Their very first day, they were able to list an item in under 5 minutes because the process that I've laid out is very modular and easy to understand. So you need to get your process for whatever items you sell that clean so that you can do that. Number 5 is you need to learn how to do photography in 1 to 3 minutes. So we have Angie right now taking photos for me in the back. It takes her a little over 1 minute to take photos. We have this vertical flat lay system right there. We just made a new photo box. So after she's done photographing the item, she packs it in the plastic and then it goes onto the shelf. But photography, 1 to 3 minutes per item is really important so you don't spend too much time doing product photography. For us, it's about 1 to 2 minutes per set of photos, including packing it and putting it away. Number 6, this was really what unlocked it for me as a reseller, and that is learning how to keep track of profit and loss. There's actually 6 different expenses with reselling, which I'm going to go over right now. And if you really understand what these expenses are, it'll really help you get to the next level. And these are the expenses. You'll have your revenue, which is what an item sells for. You subtract the eBay fee, which includes final value fee, promoted listings fees, so whatever your marketing fees are on eBay, and then your store subscription. Those are the fees involved with eBay. Then you subtract the cost of shipping, and you subtract what it costs to pay for the item, and then you subtract the tax that eBay collects for you, depending on your state. In some states, eBay doesn't handle the sales tax, but most of them these days, eBay collects the sales tax for you and remits it. So you have to deduct that from the total revenue coming in. And the reason why that's important is because eBay charges you a fee on the sales tax. So whether or not that's fair is for a different conversation, but you need to know what the sales tax is, because if you're in California like me, most of my sales are in California or on the East Coast. In New York, New Jersey, and California, the sales tax is very high. So it can easily be 1 or 2% extra on your fees that you wouldn't know if you didn't calculate it correctly. So it's really important to learn how to keep track of profit and loss. And we also have an accountant in the group. She does bi-weekly calls to help you get your numbers straight. I would hop in the group. We have probably 500 hours of content that you get access to once you join the Facebook group. One of them is step-by-step how to do your accounting, how to keep track. Cheryl Miller is the accountant in our group. You can ask her. She's licensed to give you financial advice. I am not. So just look at me as your financial entertainment friend, but not really as I can't do your taxes for you, nor am I going to give you advice on how to do that. So, summary: learn to ship in 1 to 3 minutes, master one category, schedule your daily listing habit, learn how to list by yourself in 1 to 5 minutes, no virtual assistant. Number 5, learn how to take great product photos. Number 6, learn how to keep track of profit and loss. So those are the 6 steps of reselling. 1, define what your goal is. Number 2, figure out the 6 steps of reselling. And then number 3, actually showing up for your schedule is really all there is to it. Once you figure out how to resell, it's all about just showing up. So right now, as I'm hiring a new person to work for me, the number 1 most important thing is attendance. Reselling has so many moving parts that we fall behind quickly if we don't have everything set up. So it's really important to have that set up. So I appreciate you guys. You can support the channel by subscribing below. We're on all places that there are podcasts. We're also on YouTube, and you can support me by either shopping in my eBay store, which I have linked below, or you can join the mentorship, which I think is the best $35 you can spend on the internet. If you don't save more money, if you don't save more time and make more money, we'll give you a full refund. It's pretty straightforward. There's almost 2,000 people in that group right now, and there's 24/7 help. So we have a Zoom room that runs all day. It's the same whether you're in the UK or Australia. All the information is the same because e-commerce is the same. Essentially, sales is the transfer of energy from one person to another, and that's what you're doing online. You're doing the best job you can at title, item specifics, pictures, pricing, returns, to give value to the customer so they actually trade their money for your product. That's what it's all about. So I appreciate you guys. Again, everything's gonna move to a format where you can listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube, and I appreciate everyone. See you guys next time.